We're joined by a gentleman that is known around the world, has sold millions of records worldwide. He is the one and only Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg is on the mic. Pay attention. Snoop, welcome to the program.
Oh, man, thank you for having me, player, in a real way. I mean, I'm so honored. The pleasure's all mine.
Absolutely, man. Talk to me. Now, what does it mean to you to be able to host the Hip Hop Awards tonight?
I mean, that's a great accomplishment and achievement in my career, being able to host and being able to be looked upon as someone who can handle the gig. You know, hip-hop is a real important thing to me and an important thing in life in general. So for them to make me the host must be a situation where I'm able to do it, or they want me to do it, or I got to do it. And I take them all for what they worth, and I embellish the moment, and I go out there and do what I do. And I love having fun. I love being the host. I love, making the party go. And I just love doing what I do. And that's probably why I was able to be the host at the 2013 BET Hip Hop Awards.
Absolutely, man. And we're so much looking forward to that. And I mean, you've been doing this, Snoop, for in excess of 20 years and been doing it at the highest level for all 20 of those years. Obviously, you're no stranger to this type of thing. I want to ask you here, and let me talk about this, because I was enjoying the sketch comedy thing you were doing, about 10 years ago or so on MTV. Are we going to see you doing that that type of thing anytime soon?
Yeah, that Doggy Fizzle Tell a Fizzle, that was my thing, man.
Yes.
I was really into doing those comedy sketches, man. And it's just, what had happened was I had wanted more money. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's why I stopped. Because at that time, I was starting to learn the business, but it was so fun and creative for me. Then I went on to watch Dave Chappelle do his show and blow up and get all that money he got. So it's like, yeah, I definitely want to get back into that world. And I felt like this BET Hip Hop Awards hosting was giving me a chance to, spotlight a few moments like that. And I did that on the show.
Absolutely, and we're so much looking forward to that. That the voice of Snoop. Snoop, how have you been, and what does it mean to be able to have maintained the relevancy and the longevity that you've been able to maintain? I think back to, I know you've been doing it before 91, but I think back to 91 when you and Drake came out with Deep Cover. I mean, that was just an awesome hit. Talk about how you've been able to maintain your relevancy.
I mean, I think it's appreciation. I appreciate the love that I get, and I appreciate the sport of hip-hop. And it's given me back that same love in return, for the amount of years that I've been doing it. I've always went into it with the same, spirit of I make music for the people, and I make it go for them. And I always make them a part of it. And I never separated myself and tried to be a star. I've always wanted to be one of the people that you can look to as somebody that was, like your uncle. And that's what I became in my career. I became my uncle to a lot of these MCs, to the people that love my music, to the game in general, because of the way that I treat people. And I feel like my career is representative of that. That's why the longevity is there. That's why the love is there. And that's why I maintain the status of, being relevant for so many years.
No question about it. And I think more on the lines of corporate. You can go back even, 10 years ago, and corporate is loving you, especially hip hop. And you kind of, you're a pioneer in this thing. Let me ask you about this, Reincarnated. So that's your latest album, a reggae project. What inspired you to do this project?
I think the hip hop had got to a point in my career where I was starting to say the same things, and I never want to repeat myself. And I felt like that lifestyle that I was rapping about had no longer became a part of my daily situation. So I wanted to make music about what I was going through, and I was going through a transformation, finding myself and, wanting to make music that represented love and peace, and wanted to make music that dealt with, real situations like, gun violence. I made a song called No Guns Allowed. And I just wanted to deal with songs and make songs that were from a different perspective as opposed to hip-hop, and I couldn't speak from on hip-hop. But I could speak from a larger volume with reggae music.
Absolutely. So you're saying you're in these 20 years or so, this to this point where you are now, it's an evolution, 20, 21 years later.
Oh, definitely. It's an evolution. It's the growth of Snoop Dogg becoming Snoop Lion. But, it's nothing but the dog in me, so it's kind of hard to lose my doggish ways, and I do tend to slip back and do hip-hop. I just did a folk project with my homeboy Dame Funk called 7 Days of Funk. The first single is called Fading Away. So it's kind of hard for me to not do what I was born to do, but it was good that I did what I did with the reggae move, because it gave me a chance to see my third eye and to open up and to see what life is really about and use my vocals in a more positive manner as opposed to leading folks down a dark alley, but leading to the light.
Snoop, as he joins us here on the program. So, Snoop, I know you're a huge sports fan, and what you've done, you know, in the community, particularly when it relates to the Snoop Youth Football League. Talk about that and how you got involved in that, and how you wanted to really give back to the community.
Well, we started the Snoop Youth Football League 9 years ago. Actually, my son was playing football. My oldest son was playing in the league, and we felt like the league that he was playing in didn't really cater to the urban communities, and it really wasn't for the underprivileged. So I wanted to create a league that could, you know, cater to the hood, that could really make the finances low. It was $100 a kid to play. Most leagues were $300-400 per kid. I made it $100, and then if it was 2 kids in one house, the second kid was $50. So it was $150 for 2 kids, and you had to maintain a 2.0 GPA to play. So I brought scholastics, and I brought the pricing down, and we brought football to urban areas where gang violence was at a high, and we crossed folks up with different gangs that had issues, but when we brought football, the gangs had no more issues. So we was killing 3 birds with 1 stone by creating the Snoop Youth Football League, and really not trying to do neither. We was just trying to provide a safe haven for kids to play football, because as a kid, that's what I had. That kept me away from gangs and drugs until I became 14 years old. You know, football, having an after-school situation to do. So I wanted to give back and take my money and my time and do it, because I became a full-on coach, and I was coaching kids every day, 3 months out of a year, and I wasn't making no money off shows or concerts. It was just all about the kids. And then at one point in my career, I got to the point where I stopped smoking weed for about 45 days just because I didn't want to be coaching the kids and have nothing distract me. So it's like the Snoop Youth Football League has done so many wonders for myself, and not only me, but the kids and the volunteers and the parents and the people that have been associated with it. We got over 200 kids that have graduated from high school. We have over 50 kids that have gone to Division I college programs that will be graduating this year and the next year. We have one in the NFL that plays for the Denver Broncos. So we're doing our thing, and we're really proud of what we do. We don't look for nobody to bring no cameras and put no attention on it, because the attention will be recognized when the kids become successful.
Man, that is awesome. Who are you feeling, again, longevity, 20 years in, one of the greatest of all time to do it. Who are you feeling in today's hip-hop game?
Right now, I'm definitely feeling that boy Kendrick Lamar, man,
Yeah.
from the West Coast. He really making some great music. He's making great music. He's doing great performances. And he's being controversial at the same time, but he's making hip-hop fun again, you know what I'm saying? So I love him for being cutting edge, and he's not depending on Dr. Dre or Snoop Dogg. He's doing his own thing and creating his own lane.
And we want to respect the time, and we're wrapping it up with Snoop, who joins us here on From the Press Box to Press Row. Lastly, Snoop, when you think back to when you first started with, you know, with Dr. Dre and the Dog Pound and so forth, and those were just some great times in hip-hop, what most comes to your mind?
Man, the camaraderie of us being family. Money wasn't the key. It never was about money in those days. It was about us just being able to get in the studio and express ourselves and say what was on our heart. And for us to live together and share a box of chicken, to share a bag or that doing fluid. For us to just, you know, everything we had, we had to share. It was never individual. It was always about us. It was no I. It was always we. And, you know, everybody was alive and everybody was healthy and everybody was there. And you could always depend on each other. That's what I remember about those times.
Awesome. Again, check him out. Tonight, he is the host of the Hip Hop Awards on BET, 8 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. He is the one and only Uncle Snoop, and he joins us here on From the Press Box to Press Row. Snoop, and it is indeed an honor to catch up with you, man. Continued success in all you do.
Man, the pleasure's all mine. God bless you. You keep doing your thing, man, and stay being you, stay being positive, man, and be an inspiration out there. We love you.